So for me, Canada आना ही एक it was an obstacle for me.
For me, I think I was just surviving on Maggie and dal because that's what I knew how to cook.
मैं जहाँ पे जो घर मैंने रेंट किया था वहां पे उन्होंने मुझे बताया नहीं था कि दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग अ बेड बट मैट्रेस नहीं है उस पे।
थर्ड टाइम मेरे पेरेंट्स ऐसे मुझे मतलब मैं तीनों बार बाहर गई और मिल के आई और थर्ड टाइम मेरे पेरेंट्स कहते अब वापस ना आइए प्लीज चले जाओ अब वापस मत आना।
एंड देन देयर आर लाइक अ स्पेसिफिक फ्यू जो मैसेज करते हैं जब उनको कनाडा आना है, तो तीन टाइप के हैं वो।
Hello, everyone, and welcome to LeapScholar's YouTube virtual roundtable conference. Of course, and I'll start with a very cliche sort of introduction here. The guests today we have, they need no introduction. That is the biggest cliche ever. So students love them to bits, and they are YouTube stars, they are Instagram stars. They have made their mark in how, and they have been touching lives of millions of students in a fun way and giving us a taste of life in Canada. So before we jump in, let's talk about you guys in general, because people see you on social media, people watch your reels, people love your videos. They might not know about you, as on a personal level. Obviously not going in too much into details, but just a quick overview of uh, how did you start your journey, or maybe where are you from originally, and what made you to come to Canada. So let's start with Deepika first.
Okay, so basically I'm from Punjab, and in the year of 2019 in that year of 2018 only I planned that I should move to Canada because I graduate from lovely professional university with BSc medical. The only motive to go for BSc medical was that I want to go into each and every diverse field of biology, and at the end of my graduation I want to know that which field is in demand, because in India it's all about getting better placement with high packages. So that is why I went for BSc medical, so that I can make a better decision afterwards. But when I graduate, so the market of biology in India was not that high. If I'll not consider nursing and doctorate, then I thought that let's try IELTS giving first. Then I hop into IELTS and then I got good score. Then everything went very smooth after that. And in the year of 2019, I came to Canada with biotechnology, because biotechnology is something that Canada is in Canada, it's really demanding, and it's paying you a better pay as well. So that is why I moved to Canada with this plan.
Right. And what about you, Harleen?
Okay, so for me, I never thought about coming to Canada. My plan was to go to US. I gave my SAT. I was planning for like TOEFL. But then I talked to like couple consultants and they were like, because we have already applied for our like family visa application in US, so they were like, it's hard to get your study visa as well. So then Canada was like, one of the consultants suggested Canada. Like always wanted to do bachelor's degree. Like I never thought about doing diploma. So then one of the consultants suggested me to look around like for University of Waterloo and couple other universities. I researched about those, and then like I applied last minute to University of Waterloo. Like deadlines were almost closed and everything was closed. Luckily I got in and I got into like geomatics, which is like geography and computer science. But then after first year I didn't really like that program. Like I don't want to do geography for my entire life. So that's why I switched my major to economics. And here I am. Like I already like this was my last semester, so I graduated.
Right. And obviously University of Waterloo is again one of the top universities in Canada, especially for sciences and engineering related programs. Right. Right. So let's move on to Tania now.
Okay. So I graduated doing mass media back in Mumbai. And then I started working in India itself, like in Mumbai itself, in advertising. And after working for 1 year, I was like, what's next? What do I do? Because I needed some growth. I wanted to study more. So I wanted to do a master's or a PG. And I always had this like dream or like one wish that I get to study abroad. So I was like, okay, let's start this research. And I was very skeptical in the beginning because advertising is not something that a lot of people pursue. And I was like, if I come here, I don't know if I'm going to like get a job and how things are going to be. But fortunately, everything worked out really well. And I did my advertising media management course in Humber College. And now I'm working as a media buyer in an advertising agency.
Yeah. So cool. So next we move on. Obviously, from the introduction part, we move on to the segments we've planned. So the first segment, we call it Hello Canada, right? So the questions would be around your initial days in Canada. I'll share my experiences as well as an international student. As even you guys can contribute, pitch in with whatever you experienced when you actually came to the Canada in the initial year. So do you actually remember, any of you, do you remember your first day in Canada? Like for me, it was a torture because I landed at London Heathrow. I was like 17 that time, and trust me, I'm not joking. I got lost. I lost my way, right? So something interesting you have to share. Anyone?
So for me, I remember when I was like coming to Canada, like when I was at the airport, like in India, I was so excited. Like it never hit me that okay, I'm leaving my family. I was just so excited to come into a new country for studies and it. But when I reached here, like my first night here alone, it was when it hit me like really, really bad. That's when I realized, okay, I'm that far from my family and I don't know when I'm gonna meet them. So it was like first couple months were really hard because realizing that oh, I have come alone and then I have to stay on my own and I don't know when I'll see my family was like couple months were really bad. Like first day was the worst, but
Yeah,
like when I was in India I was just so excited to come here.
I think that everyone goes through that. What about Deepika and Tanya? What about you guys?
So for me, Canada आना ही एक it was an obstacle for me. What happened was when I was at the airport, तो मेरा ऐसा हुआ कि I had a stay in between US. So वहाँ पर ये था कि you need a visa to stay there. So I was not aware about that. We booked the ticket very last minute because I got the visa a few days back only, and then started planning on getting the ticket for Canada. Then मेरा US का stay था, and then I was not able to from the airport, and they just stopped me that now you're not allowed to get inside, you have to wait here. And then very quickly I asked my brother, who is staying here in Canada only, that please book my ticket because I'm at the airport. So he tried to do it in a very hassle. What happened, he put the wrong credit card information there. I mean, the every information was right but only the name was wrong. तो information सब ठीक थी, लेकिन amount deduct हो गया, which was a huge amount if you're booking ticket at the very last minute. Stay
Yeah.
like you're standing there on airport and booking the ticket, amount काफी ज्यादा deduct हुआ, और ticket उन्होंने जैसे verify करना होता है कि okay कि ticket ठीक है कि नहीं. तो what happened was कि information match ही नहीं हो रही थी कि the name on credit card is not same as that which you are showing. तो उन्होंने फिर मुझे रोक लिया. So second time also I booked that again, and third time I decided that okay, I'm not going to Canada. I don't think this is going to happen now, because this is the second time that everything is happening in that way. So I was very worried, and honestly telling, my parents were standing outside and I was talking to them over the phone that no, everything is okay. I was just making them sure कि मैं ठीक हूँ, मैं रो नहीं रही हूँ, but inside मेरा दिल ऐसे था कि मैं क्या कर रही हूँ यहाँ पे. ये एयरपोर्ट वाले मुझे कह रहे हैं बाहर जाओ, और बाहर मेरी फैमिली ऑलरेडी एक्साइटमेंट के साथ. मैं रो के उनसे अंदर आई हूँ, मैं दोबारा जाके रोना नहीं चाहती. तो फिर मैंने ये सोचा कि ओके, थोड़ा शांत हो जाओ एंड देन थोड़ा सोचो कि क्या हो सकता है. देन थर्डली दोबारा टिकट बुक करी आराम से, एंड देन फिर हुई वो, फिर देन मॉर्निंग की टिकट मिली, देन फाइनली आई केम टू कनाडा. एंड थर्ड टाइम मेरे पेरेंट्स ऐसे मुझे, मतलब मैं तीनों बार बाहर गई और मिल के आई, और थर्ड टाइम मेरे पेरेंट्स कहते अब वापस ना आई, प्लीज चले जाओ, अब वापस मत आना. मैंने कहा ठीक है अब नहीं आती. देन फाइनली आई केम टू कनाडा, और इनिशियल डेज was smooth because my dad is staying here, so he came to pick me up at the airport. And everybody was like okay, finally you came, you should पहले तो आके थोड़ा, जैसे हम किसी गुरुद्वारा या किसी रिलीजियस प्लेस पे जाते तो हम माथा टेकते हैं, कहते तुम कनाडा की जमीन को माथा टेको, एट लीस्ट यू केम हियर. क्योंकि बहुत मुश्किल था वो वहां तक ही पहुंचना. एंड देन एवरीथिंग वेंट स्मूथ बिकॉज माय फैमिली वाज ऑलरेडी हियर.
Great, great. I think ये सबके साथ होता है, when जब आप initially जाते हो ना, initial hiccups and all that. Like I am very close to my mother. I remember when I flew, I took a flight from Amritsar to London, and you guys won't believe it. I'm a very Bollywood sort of person, I would say. तो मेरे को movies देखने का बहुत शौक है. तो I remember that time तारे ज़मीन पर came. And it was there on that entertainment जो उनका वो होता है or something. So I saw that movie, and I'm deliberately watching that movie कि मेरे को रोना है, you know. So I do that to myself sometimes, like obviously it's very very good memories, and lovely, like obviously अभी आप सोचते हो तो obviously आपको लगता होगा ना कि कितना problem था, कितना hustle था, but obviously once you kind of settle down, it changes. What about you, Tanya? Anything interesting you have to share?
Yeah, so nothing compared to Deepika. Like her story, I think by far I'm the most like. But I landed on Labor Day. So I came to my house and realized that मैं जहाँ पे जो घर मैंने रेंट किया था वहाँ पे उन्होंने मुझे बताया नहीं था कि they are providing a bed, but mattress नहीं है उस पे.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, fine, let's go get a mattress. So I am traveling here and there. I went to IKEA. एंड हमें तो आदत है इंडिया में कि छुट्टी के दिन पे इनफैक्ट मॉल्स और ये सारी जगह एक्स्ट्रा ओपन होती है,
Right.
बट IKEA वाज शट. देन आई वेंट लाइक आई जस्ट केप्ट आस्किंग पीपल अराउंड कि कहाँ जाऊँ मैं, क्या करूँ, एंड दे वर लाइक, oh, it's Labor Day, everything's going to be shut. And I'm like, where do I sleep? I have this bed frame, like a box thing, and I don't have a mattress to sleep on. So I kept it, I called it 10 people, and someone told me that, okay, ये person है, ये local mattress deliver करेगा if you're okay. So वो हो गया. And I was just like, what is going on? And I was so jet lagged, so exhausted. I went to sleep. And so तब अगस्त सितंबर का महीना था, so usually तब यहाँ पे सनसेट 9 बजे तक नहीं होता है. So it's like सनलाइट होती है 8-9 बजे तक. And I was jet lagged, so मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा था टाइम का क्या हो रहा है. So I think I slept around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I woke up at 6 or 7 p.m. and I see कि ओ बाहर धूप निकली है, and मुझे लगा कि next day शुरू हो गया, and I'm like, how much did I sleep? And then I saw the time and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So what's going on? So it was very overwhelming. Like you're missing your family, you're doing everything on your own. So yeah, it was different. First day कभी नहीं भूल सकते.
Right, right. Obviously, I think you totally make sense. वो first day कभी नहीं भूलता है. Okay.
Yeah.
So talking about first day here, obviously when you leave home, जो सबसे ज़्यादा याद आती है घर की, that is खाना, food, right? So how was your initial journey? Like sharing my experience here. When I went, I was 17, and I didn't know how to cook. I knew few things, but not all of them. And obviously, when you land in a new country, आपको नहीं पता कहाँ से सामान मिल रहा है, कुछ मिल रहा है. So I remember I had bread butter for 4 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, bread butter, or maybe getting some takeaway. That's a different thing altogether. But खुद जो बना के खाने. How was your food journey like? When you guys landed.
For me, I think I was just surviving on Maggie and dal because that's what I knew how to cook. Like for roti, I knew, but like I've never practiced. And obviously, जब मैं आई मेरे पास आटा वगैरह कुछ था नहीं. But for Maggie and dal, I got lot of it like from back in India because obviously मुझे पता था कि like एकदम से grocery store वगैरह जाना it could be hard. So I was because dal is like really easy to cook, and rice. So rice, dal, and Maggie was something that I was surviving on. But jab meri like my relatives are in Mississauga, so they came and then I went to like do groceries with them. तो मुझे कुछ अच्छा ही नहीं लग रहा था. Like I was like कि Indian कहाँ पे मिलेगा? Indian ही नहीं, like Walmart में भी सब कुछ like okay you bagels and butter and ये सब कुछ. I was like मुझे Indian पराठे वगैरह चाहिए जो कि like it's very hard. So initially like अपनी diet adjust करना to like these like Canadian diet was difficult because obviously we are not used to of eating that. तो थोड़ा मुश्किल हुआ starting में, but रात को I used to like cook dinner like either dal or maybe egg bhurji, something like that with roti. But like for breakfast it was hard. So
Right.
yeah, that was my thing.
Tanya, do you miss your vada pav?
I miss vada pav so much. I think 2 साल में मैंने hardly 3 बार vada pav खाया होगा. So I miss that so much.
You know, the funny part is my wife is from Bombay, so she's there now, and I've told her to get me vada pav. She's coming
I
back.
wish someone could get me vada pav. I miss it
I'm just
so
trying to
much.
make you jealous. I'm just trying to make you jealous.
And यहाँ के vada pav में वो बात भी नहीं है. Like I've tried so many restaurants, but it's not the same.
Yeah, obviously,
बिल्कुल
Yeah.
नहीं है.
totally understand.
Same as
Yeah.
other Indian food items as well. Nothing is
Yeah.
as compared to India. I don't know. They
Yeah,
all make food as like for the white people only. They don't
Exactly.
consider that this is for the
Yeah.
Indian people. The
Right.
name is
Yeah.
Indian restaurant, but no, nothing is as
Nothing.
same as that of India.
yeah.
I miss Bangalore the most.
So when I came here, so for the very first week, I stayed with my brother only. So we were trying to cook, and that was smooth. But for the second week, I had to move to a new room, which was a private room, and for that, I need to cook everything by my own. So when I was in India, मैंने कभी घर पे कुछ बनाया नहीं है, और मेरे घर पे पेरेंट्स ने भी मुझे कभी बोला नहीं है कि you should cook or you should learn cooking, because उन्होंने कैसे एम्फसाइज किया ही नहीं. एंड सेकेंडली मैंने जब कनाडा मूव होना था तो एक हफ्ता पहले थे कि कुछ सीख लो. मैंने कहा मैंने कुछ नहीं सीखना. आई हैव यूट्यूब, आई विल बी लर्निंग एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम देयर. सो इवन व्हेन आई केम हियर आई वॉच एवरी डे, एवरी मॉर्निंग, एवरी नाइट आई वॉच यूट्यूब वीडियोस फॉर मेकिंग माई एवरी, प्रेपिंग माई एवरी मील. और मैंने बहुत अच्छी कुकिंग, मतलब मुझे पसंद है कुकिंग करना, तो मैंने अच्छी की. इवन व्हेन आई यूज टू गो टू कॉलेज इन माई इनिशियल डेज, तो मैं अपने फ्रेंड्स को मिलती थी और मैं ऐसे परांठे लेके जाती होती थी सुबह जल्दी उठ के, परांठे बना के लेके जाने बाकियों के लिए भी. और वो ऐसे थे कि तुम्हारे पास ऐसा टाइम कब भी होता है. तो मैंने कहा मुझे कुकिंग पसंद है. वैसे मॉर्निंग में मोस्टली मैंने बेगल्स ही खाए हैं. दैट वाज समथिंग न्यू टू मी हियर, एंड आई हैड दैट विद बटर स्टार्टिंग. जो ब्रेकफास्ट कभी कभी अगर हो जाता, लेकिन जो डिनर होता था वो मैं बहुत ही अच्छा बना के, बिल्कुल पराठे. एंड इवन मैं मॉर्निंग अपने फ्रेंड्स के लिए भी बना के लेके जा रहे हैं. एंड समटाइम आई इनवाइट देम टू माय हाउस एज वेल, बट दैट हैपेंड फॉर लाइक ओनली 1 month. एंड देन सोचा कि अब जॉब लग गई है, देन आई हैड टू स्टार्ट माय पार्ट टाइम जॉब. अभी थोड़ा मुश्किल है. देन आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग इन अ रेस्टोरेंट ओनली. देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स कुकिंग वाज नॉट माय thing on my plate. So Sara Mira lunch, dinner, everything was sorted from there. Then I skipped making meals at home. Definitely.
Yeah, that's the best part. I worked at Tim Hortons, and I was so used to of their food, like eating Tim's in the morning, at night. It was just so convenient when you're working at fast food.
Yeah. And you save money on that part too.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
But what about the gain, like weight that you gain from it?
Oh my God. Don't ask me that, please.
I remember, like, for you guys, you guys want Indian food, you crave for Indian food, but for me, it's like, I miss that, that fresh aroma of coffee you get from the cafes early in the morning, the freshly baked croissants, or, that freshly brewed coffee. I miss that. You don't get that kind of vibe in India, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I try and go to cafes and, maybe get that vibe, but, you don't get it, there, you kind of, you can smell it from, a distance. That is something which I totally miss, and I really envy you for that.
Yeah, let me tell you that. So when I was working at like Tim's, when I like even after 4 hour shift, your t-shirt that you were wearing, like the uniform,
Yes.
smells like coffee. And now that smell is so disgusting. Like I don't want to go to this because you would
True.
smell like coffee all day.
All
Um,
day.
I
yeah.
can smell coffee all day. I can smell coffee. I'm a total coffee person.
But I was working in a restaurant. So I worked at two restaurants. One was Indian, and another was franchisee, like where the fried chicken is there. So I was smelling like chicken all the time. When I used to come home, I am always like that. I just want to get rid of this smell, and especially the Indian food. The
Yeah.
scent is really strong over there, and my room, my house, everything was like that. But then I got used to it.
Wait, this is not over yet. We have a lot of confessions regarding first part-time job, first paychecks and tips, nightlife, and many more. Stay tuned for the second part. We'll be releasing it very soon. Tell me, what was your favorite part in these confessions? Let us know in the comments below.